Heading: Impacts in Environmental Impact Assessment, EIA. First point: environmental impact refers to the changes in the environment caused by a proposed project or activity. Second point: impacts may be positive or negative, direct or indirect, temporary or permanent. Side heading 2: Types of environmental impacts. First point: positive impacts. Benefits caused by a project such as employment generation and economic development. Second point: negative impacts. Harmful effects such as pollution, habitat destruction, and health risks. Third point: direct impacts. Impacts that occur immediately due to project activities. Fourth point: indirect impacts. Impacts that occur through secondary effects. Fifth point: cumulative impacts. Combined effects of multiple activities over time. Heading: threshold of significance. Side heading 1: meaning. First point: threshold of significance is the level at which an environmental impact becomes important enough to require attention and mitigation. Second point: it helps determine whether an impact is acceptable or unacceptable. Third point: impacts exceeding the threshold require control measures. Side heading 2: factors determining threshold of significance. Side heading: context. First point: context refers to the environmental setting in which the impact occurs. Second point: it considers factors such as location, ecosystem sensitivity, population, and existing environmental conditions. Third point: the same impact may have different significance in different locations. Side heading: intensity. First point: intensity refers to the magnitude or severity of an environmental impact. Second point: it considers the duration, frequency, and extent of the impact. Third point: high-intensity impacts require greater mitigation measures. Heading: preparation of environmental assessment document. First point: environmental assessment document is a report prepared to describe the environmental impacts of a proposed project. Second point: it includes the project details, environmental conditions, predicted impacts, and mitigation measures. Side heading 2: contents of environmental assessment document. First point: executive summary. Provides a brief overview of the project and major environmental findings. Second point: project description. Includes project location, design, technology, and activities. Third point: description of existing environment. Provides information about air, water, land, ecology, and social conditions. Fourth point: impact assessment. Identifies and predicts possible environmental impacts. Fifth point, mitigation measures. Describes measures to reduce or control environmental damage. Sixth point, Environmental Management Plan, EMP. Provides plans for monitoring and managing environmental impacts. Seventh point, Public consultation details. Includes opinions and concerns of affected communities. Heading: Issues in Environmental Assessment. Side heading 1. Impact Identification. First point. Impact identification involves finding possible environmental effects of a project. Second point. It identifies affected environmental components such as air, water, land, ecology, and humans. Third point. Methods like checklists, matrices, and networks are used. Side heading 2. Impact measurement. First point. Impact measurement determines the magnitude and extent of environmental impacts. Second point. It involves measuring parameters such as pollution levels, noise levels, and ecological changes. Third point. The results are compared with environmental standards. Side heading 3. Impact interpretation. First point. Impact interpretation explains the importance and significance of identified impacts. Second point. It evaluates whether impacts are acceptable or require mitigation. Third point. It helps in selecting appropriate environmental protection measures. Side heading 4. Impact communication. First point. Impact communication involves presenting EIA findings to authorities, stakeholders, and the public. Second point. It ensures transparency and public participation. Third point. It helps decision-makers understand environmental risks and mitigation strategies.